Okay. All right. This is another test video, but actually it's kind of not. It's something that I was already that I'm working on. Okay, let's zoom out here and if I can, I don't know why it's not letting me zoom out. I just press control. Yeah, there we go. Control 0 should work. Okay, that works. Okay, what we're looking at is basically what I'm drawing is a diagram. And okay, how do I draw? Okay, I could just use the pencil. Let's use red. And this right here is just something that you should not do. Should not do. Let me elaborate what this is. Right now it just looks like a bunch of gibberish, but let's just imagine that this is the worldwide internet right here, right? And you want people to connect to your website. Here is this right here represents a website. Matter of fact, I could probably I'm getting used to this thing right here. Okay, this is a text. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm using a Affinity Designer. Okay, this is probably gonna take time. Just oh no. Okay, yeah, this is just let's just put blog just to make it simple. Blog and escape out of that, and there we go. We can click this, and then so I'm learning how to use this. I just downloaded it. I used it before a while back. I'm pretty familiar with it, but I'm kind of rusty. All right, so this is your blog, and you're connecting to the internet. Okay, now what is this? Okay, this is what is called the route of a Route 53 or Route 53. Because basically what this is, what I'm making is, if you're familiar with AWS, then you know what I'm talking about, right? A Route 53. I can't hardly see because my vision is kind of short. I gotta get things situated. I'm new to, but it's all good. Route 53. Yeah, that's what this is right here. So we're gonna just write this in here. Route 53. Right? And I'll explain what that actually is. And of course, yeah, let me just go ahead and this is just another AWS tutorial. And this is just me going over some things. And this is how I got my stuff set up right now. And there's some look, I can go deep, but this is just a simple diagram that I'm drawing right now. Okay, now what this right here is, what inside of this, well, the website is actually hosted on a virtual machine, right? But this virtual machine is actually inside of an EC2 container. Yeah, that's why I was zoomed in, because I have to kind of zoom in to draw this thing. I already drew it. Hold on, I already drew it. I just didn't color it so you can't see it's invisible. But it's kind of like right, if I can click on it, if it lets me click on something invisible. Okay, yeah, they don't have it like that. Oh boy, do I really? Okay, wow, I actually found it that fast. Alright, so I'm gonna just change this to, let's just make it stand out. Okay, so we can see it. Alright, so what this is a virtual machine, right? As a matter of fact, we could actually just go ahead and write that out. We can just write that out down here in the same color that we used it on, so that we will know what, what we're talking about. So we have virtual. Okay, it's not in the same color, but I guess we can fix that too. Virtual machine, right? We have a virtual machine there that we just typed. And just to emphasize so we know what we're talking about, we're gonna draw this little line thing with that color, right? It's gonna have that well, oh shoot, hold on, let's undo. Okay, maybe it shouldn't have a no fill. Maybe it should have a fill, right? Yeah, there we go. And just put it before that, so we know that we're talking about that. And then this right here is what we're gonna call an EC2 container, and that's I believe this. Well, let's just color this stroke red, just so, or green. I don't know. It should be maybe lime green, right? It's inside there. Stands out, right? I know it's kind of tedious to have to do this on the fly like this. And this is called EC2 instance. Instance. As you can see, my computer is it's not super fast, but we gonna get there. And we're gonna just do this color thingy with this. Make sure it's the same color as the hold on. This needs to be this color. Yeah. Try to get the line to be the same size as the other one, just so it'll look uniform. Okay. So it's just kind of like I'm showing you how to draw a diagram while I'm actually explaining this thing to you, which might actually be pretty good. So that way, you know I'm not talking too fast for you. And that way you can kind of understand the diagram a lot better. And I know you're looking at like, what is this and why do I have this crossed out? Well, I have this crossed out is because I had a setup before I had a setup like this, where I had the database, the MySQL database. If you're familiar with WordPress, you know that it uses a MySQL database, and I had that on the EC2 virtual machine, inside the virtual machine of the EC2 instance. And when I was first setting up, I was kind of fresh, and so I made a few mistakes with the EC2 instance, and I didn't want to lose my data. I wanted to, I even talked to the experts, and I mean, talking to an AWS expert sometimes is just, no offense, it's just a waste of time, because they're always going to try to over explain things and be like, well, what you trying to do, and maybe you should try to do this, and maybe instead of just help you and just fix the problem that you're trying to solve. Like what is the best way for me to like save my data? And I wish he could have told me this, what I'm about to break down to you, and he could have just said RDS. but he's the expert. But I ain't even gonna get into all of that. But he could have just said use a relation. If you're using WordPress, use a relational database service. That's what RDS stands for. And what that does is because let's say something happens to this container, right? I have my website on here. And what if I have a lot of users, a lot of traffic on here, and they have their data saved? If I have to replace this instance for a new one, which you can do with no problem without having, downtime or anything. The problem is my database is on here. What do I do with that? Now there's ways that they have, because it's it's a virtual machine, an elastic container. There's a lot of other stuff going on in here that I'm not putting in the diagram just to make it simple. It has a volume attached to it. In other words, like the memory, all of the everything that you did, like the timestamp. I mean, everything that you did on that virtual machine, you can still get that information and put it onto. But that's a process that you really don't want to have to go through, to avoid having to go through that process. As you can see, I can hardly really explain it. It's complicated. It's a lot of steps involved. But the easiest thing to do is set up a RDS. And that's what I have to write here. And I don't know why I don't just, I need to learn the short key command so that way I don't have to use the mouse like that. But we're gonna say RDS, and this stands for relational database service. That's all it means. It's nothing fancy. It's just short for exactly what it is and what it means. It means exactly what it is. It says. It's like you're actually hosting your MySQL database outside of the EC2 instance. How convenient is that? And guess what? You can actually connect more than one EC2 instance to one relational database service. So, that's very, handy, very intuitive to have that in your network if you're hosting WordPress on an EC2 instance, right? What was I trying to do? Okay, yeah. Oops. I am looking at stuff. Okay, yeah. What the heck? I don't even know what screen. Oh yeah, I'm on that screen. All right. Yeah, I'm still trying to learn stuff. That's display capture. Oh yeah, here is this thing. Yeah, so you got all of that stuff going on, and yeah, so basically, I'm sorry for the pause. I'm over here working and I'm using OBS Studios, by the way, and I was just trying to test out the features on here where you can fade stuff in, fade stuff out. I can go to black, then I can transition back in, and I'm new to this streaming thing, learning as I go along. But let's get back to this. The blog being connected to the RDS service. So that's one service that I definitely would want in my network. I'm gonna cut it short. Uh, let me just go ahead and finish doing this. And like I said, I'm using Affinity Designer to do this. I'm not using Photoshop because it's just Photo Illustrator. It's too expensive, and I don't need. It's too much for what I need it for. You know, if you know what I mean. Like, it has too many features for me to handle. I don't need that much. It's like trying to give me a machine gun just to shoot a deer. You know what I mean? Like, just give me a rifle, a regular rifle, and I'm good. I'm trying to type in there something real simple. It's just okay. So yeah, so basically, let's zoom out real quick just to recap what I'm talking about here. This is just another AWS tutorial. This is just a brief, really simple layout, a network, so to speak, or architect, a network architect in AWS, using AWS. Now, I do recommend, if you're gonna build a website, just use AWS. Use everything that they have. Don't be worried about, oh, but what if the AWS? It's just cheaper that way. If you do it that way, it's just cheaper. It's easier. It's faster. You know, than bouncing back from this service and this company and that company. Just use AWS service. If you're not gonna use just AWS and you're gonna use like Google, just use Google. You get what I mean? But unless you just have no choice, it's different for everybody. But for me, I'm hosting WordPress websites. I just deal with AWS. But yeah, you got the internet, Route 53, your EC2 instance. That's down here. As you can see, it's color coded. Like the pink is your virtual machine. Your virtual machine comes automatically in. You can pick what type of virtual machine you want inside this EC2 container. And it's funny because I was talking to AWS expert on this, and because I said, I referred to the EC2 instance as a virtual machine, and he had to stop me, and he was like, actually it's not a virtual machine. I was like, how isn't it? I mean, isn't it like a server? He said, well, do you know why they call it an EC2 instance? And he said, well, I was like, no. He said, well, it's an elastic container. I don't know what the 2 stands for, but maybe it's, I don't know. I ain't even gonna guess that. But and the virtual machine is actually inside that. And he did elaborate on some other things on why it's different from Google's virtual machine. And, but they virtually kind of do the same thing and stuff, but not really. Not really. Because AWS has very elaborate, I wouldn't say complicated, it's just very elaborate system. It's very elaborate, and it can get complicated if you allow it to. But it's not. If you just use it for what you need it for and just know how to work the things that you need, it's very easy, very simple to work with AWS. But yeah. Once again, I'm the one and only Tru Zillah, and I'm just here to share my knowledge with the world. We're having having hard times with the COVID-19. And I'm not even gonna say we're having a hard time, because I'm not having a hard time. I'm not having a hard time. My heart goes out to all of the families who are affected, who lose family members and everything. But I'm just thankful that my family, that we have food on the table, we have shelter, our bills are paid, and you know, whatever. Um, and just be thankful for that, and not get too worried about this and that and all of the conspiracy theories that are out there. One thing I could say about conspiracy theories is that okay, let me change the yeah, one thing I can say about conspiracy theories, what am I doing, is that what can I say about conspiracy theories? I know I'm doing stuff and trying to talk at the same time. Eventually, I'm gonna get good at it, because it'll be into my muscle memory once I say by next week, right? Conspiracy theories. I like conspiracy theories. I entertain conspiracy theories. It's just when people talk or make it into a debate or get personal as if it's real, like as if they have proof, and it's something to be spooked out about. But here's my thing, here's my take on it. If it's something that you can't do anything, you have no control over, why even stress about it? Why even worry about it? You ain't got no control over it. Like, if you did have proof of the conspiracy theory, right? What are you gonna do? What can you possibly do about it? What is the best thing you can do in that situation? Well, if that's the case, then do that. And if you can't do that, then just don't worry about it. Just hope and pray that your conspiracy theory is just a conspiracy theory, and that's it. But I'm not even gonna get into the conspiracy theories. What I like to entertain is real things. Like I said, everything is good with me. I had some health scares before they even started reporting coronavirus. I was in the hospital for heart conditions, and then when they came out with the coronavirus, that really kind of bothered me, because I'm like, Dad, because one of the first things they kept on repeating was, oh, people who have a heart condition and this already gotta worry. And so I was worried for a while. I mean, for a minute, I was like, you know what, man, I don't think I'm might be living too long. That's what my thinking was. And then my brother, he has AkeemL.com, Akeem L on YouTube. You can follow him if you want to, subscribe or whatever, or just watch his videos, see what I'm talking about. But he talks about it, and he called me, we talked on the phone, which is weird because I don't think I ever talked to my brother on the phone for more than 5 minutes in my life. I'm 37 years old. My brother is 50. Pushing 50. Yeah, I think he's 49. He'll be 50 this year, because he's 30. Oh, no, he's 50. He's 50. But anyway. So we talk. And, he really comforted me, which is a surprise because, like I said, people change. People change. And my brother used to be short. When I say short, I ain't talking about like height and short. I'm talking about like short as far as just cut you short, cut the conversation short. Look, I got things to do. I'm too busy. I ain't got no time. Whatever. He's always telling me, listen, you your problem is you don't know how to listen. You know, that's all I used to hear from him. You know, he ain't gonna take time to listen to what I have to say. He's gonna tell me whatever. But anyway, but it was comforting. You know, everything he told me, I took it to heart, and I said, you know what? And ever since then, I took his advice. I've been feeling fine. Sometimes, you know, I have a little palpitation in the heart. You know, the doctors are calling it atrial fibrillation. They always got a name for stuff, but they don't know what's causing it. They don't. My brother said it was water. He said you're not drinking enough water, and I have to agree. I was like, you know what? I used to drink a lot of alcohol, not excessive alcohol, but just regular. I always had to have at least one beer a day. You know, I might sip on it, but the fact that I was drinking every day, you know, for so long, until one day I just stopped. You know, I don't do that no more. I just, it's not even because I had to try to stop. It's just my body just said I don't want that, and I agreed. But yeah, everything's been fine. So if you don't personally, if it's not personally affecting you, then don't let it. And that's not trying to be harsh or cold to those who are really suffering. You know, my heart goes out to people. My prayers goes out to you. Pray for those people, and I'm a firm believer in prayer. If you pray, those prayers come true. Do you know that I prayed? I don't know if I should be revealing this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do it anyway. You know, because in the Bible it say, you know, you shouldn't be like pray in front of people to get, like Jesus was talking about, like people who try to pray just to get glory and have a fancy prayer and everybody recognize you. But anyway, there's a scripture if you can go look it up. But anyway, I actually prayed that God would actually, you know, that they would actually report some good stuff on the news, that people would actually start recovering, and so forth. I'm not gonna go too deep into my prayer, but I did pray for some form of relief, right? And do you know that every day they just been reporting it's getting worse, it's getting worse, it's getting worse, to the point I ain't watching this, dude. And do you know on the next day they reported this woman who was in there for weeks, thought she was gonna die. They let her go. She recovered, made a full recovery. You see what I'm saying? That's what prayer does. That's the power of prayer. My prayer may have saved lives. So the best thing you can do is pray for people. Use your energy, that good positive energy, to ward off evil energy. Prayers are powerful. We all have the power. If we all think of, hey, can you imagine if everybody in this world thought like that, had that train of thought that I just spewed out there, and pray, and at the same exact moment prayed for a resurrection? Do you believe that we will be disappointed? Man, I promise you, we would see miracles. We would really truly see the true power of God. We would see greater things that were reported in the Bible if we all just had that kind of faith, or just really just gave it a shot. But it had to be like, you know, at the same time. That's just that's me and my conspiracy theories. You know, I entertain conspiracy theories. Not saying that would actually happen, but I believe. I ain't gonna lie. I truly do believe that could happen. That's possible. But I think that's the start. I think it starts with believing in miracles in order for miracles to happen. Because if you don't, they won't. Right? They won't. If you keep making up these excuses, because I used to always ask my mom, like, well, why don't they do miracles the end of the day? And they always resort to some scripture in the Bible where, those are things that are past, and these things will come pass away. And I'm like, yeah, but it also say that death and all of that's gonna pass away, and it didn't. So I need a miracle. Right? That was my thinking. And that's just kind of where me and my mother bump heads when it comes to religious spirituality and things like that, because I'm a little bit more upfront with it. I'm upfront with it, even if it offends somebody. I don't mean to, but I'm just saying. What, you want me to just lie about it because I can't? If you wanna, if you wanna, what am I trying to say? You can't fool God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be doing the right thing, right? I could be doing the right thing, but in my heart, I could be feeling some kind of way about it. You get what I'm saying? You think when I'm praying to God and I'm not mentioning these things, you think I'm fooling him? No. Unless, I just don't think about that. And if I don't think about that, then what does that really say? That means I'm not even conscious of what's really going on with myself, with my own personal stuff. And I think a lot of people, try to hide from that. But, I'm just rambling on and on and on. It's, supposed to be talking about quoting and everything. Yeah, I opened up. Let's see. I am trying to. I just wanted to play a song. Just wanted to play some background music while I just rant and rave. Just ranting, raving, not really having a rhyme or reason. It's COVID-19. We're stuck in the house. And to be honest with you, I was already stuck in the house. Like I said, I had a health scare. I was sick for months. Like, dizzy. Walk to the store, feel like I'm about to pass out. I mean, it was really that scary. Dag, I hope the mic ain't really too loud. It might be too loud. I might have to turn it down a little bit. But turn the music up a little bit. Yeah, I had a really, really bad health scare, and I'm glad it happened. It's like it kind of taught me a lot about myself and what I needed to do. I get another shot. I can't hardly talk. I get another shot at feeling healthy. I'm going to do exactly what I need to do to where if this happens again, I can be like, well, I did what I had to do. Whatever, I'm going all in. So that's why, yeah, I'm here. I have my show. Tru Zillah. It's more to me than just computer program. It's a reason why I got into computer program. It's a reason why I got into web development. I used to be into music heavy. Ever since I was 11 years old, I was playing the piano. I never had a teacher. The only teacher I had was me. God, of course. But well, you don't know. You don't know. I have to tell you. That's why I'm here, and that's why y'all stuck at home, cause y'all, I ain't gonna say that's why y'all stuck at home. It's a reason why. A lot of reasons why we're stuck at home. It's not just because of COVID-19. It's because a lot of us did not want to go to work anyway. Part of us is like, oh boy, I ain't gonna front, man. I ain't want to go to work anyway, dog. Man, for real, job was really pissing me. I ain't gonna lie. Some people almost was about to kill somebody. Maybe even kill themselves. Maybe unintentionally already killing themselves and not realizing it. I remember I had a job. It was so stressful where I was outside of myself. I would find myself cussing and carrying on and just don't know if I might, to the point where I don't know if I might go to work and hurt somebody. Really that bad. That's how stressful the job. When I started the job, I was nice, happy I had a job. I ain't never had a job. It's nice, good paying job and everything. And then next thing you know, people, they started noticing that. First of all, I was getting paid more than a lot of people. For some reason, I was blessed with a good job, and the people that was working there was making less money than I was. I ain't never been in a situation like that. That's weird. I was working there for years, and I'm making more than you. So you already know the story. A lot of hating, a lot of just trying to make my job even more complicated. I was a forklift operator. Had to load mad stuff on a truck. 48-foot truck. Had to load it basically like twice a day. Might as well say. Sometimes 3. Because it's a transfer truck. They'll take parts off of it and then, yeah, this song a little bit dramatic. I could change to another one. But yeah, man. It was just a lot of that. And it was just one guy though. Like, he just happened to be over the section where I used to have to usually get a lot of materials from, like the ceiling tiles. And he was over that that section, that department. And so every time I had to go in there to get some, he always gave me a hard time. And I had to ask him for it because he'll hide stuff to where only he can get it. And so you had to wait on him. And I'm on a time schedule and trying to make me look bad. It was